Hi everybody, thanks for joining me again. Sean here. Got a device review to do for you today. Today we're going to be talking about the Lavatube from Volcano e-cigs. Picked one up, actually picked it up for my father-in-law, and who is relatively new to vaping, and over the holidays was up in Amarillo visiting with the wife's family. And he had the opportunity to play with my Buzz Pro and my Denali and experiment with several different juices, and decided that he wanted to get a variable voltage device. Wasn't quite ready to step up to one of the really high-end products. He liked the Denali. Obviously the Denali is not available. The Buzz Pro he really enjoyed, but again the Buzz Pro is a pretty expensive device. For a new vapor. For somebody who's been vaping for a while and is really into the variable voltage device, you know, it's still a reasonably priced product. But you know, I was talking to him about some of his different options on there, showed him the Volcano's website, and asked me to pick one up for him. So I figured before I passed it along to him, I wanted to do my own review on the product for you guys. And talk to you a little bit about it. So went to Volcano's site. At the moment they don't have any of their kits available that come with the device, battery, charger, whole nine yards. They have just the device available right now, which runs $69.99. Excuse me. Based on the recommendation of their website, they recommend using one 18650 flat top high drain battery. So I went and picked up a flat top 18650 battery, which brings us to the first issue with the device. The flat top 18650 in the Lavatube, and I cannot screw the bottom cap all the way down. It leaves a gap there, and that is as far as I care to screw it down. For the purposes of the review, I'm going to leave that battery in here because that is their recommended battery according to their website. It is variable voltage, has a little plus and minus buttons on here, has a power button, and then your fire button is on the side here, which is a nice clicky button. The quality of the tubing itself is actually a little bit better than what I expected. The top and bottom caps, however, are plastic, which I suppose is not really a big deal, although it's the only device I'm aware of that has plastic caps, top and bottom. And I'm not sure what the purpose of that is. It does have a vent hole in the bottom of it. And the size-wise is a relatively slim device. This is size comparison of the Buzz Pros. You can see it's a significantly taller device. Diameter is really about the same. It might be just a hair smaller in diameter. And I'm assuming the reason for the height difference is all the protected circuitry, which it's got a lot of protected circuitry in there. Honestly, in my opinion, almost goes a little bit too far in the protection circuit, and that's just for me. The reason being is because the device automatically regulates the voltage based on your atomizer, kind of. What that means is that actually, if the device feels that you're trying to put too much voltage into whatever ohm atomizer you have on here, it actually drops the voltage down to keep you from shorting out the device and to keep you from popping your atomizer, which is okay, but I like low resistance atomizers, and I tend to vape them in the low 4s as far as voltage goes, 4 to 4.5, and I'm not 100% sure what kind of performance I'm getting out of it. I know that I have another device that's variable voltage, my Denali, and I can put that on 4.1 to 4.2 and vape this exact same atomizer and get really warm vapor and tons of it. And this does not perform the same on the same settings as what that device does. Now granted, we're talking about a dual 18650 mod in the Denali versus a single 18650 mod, but we're supposed to be using it at the same voltage, so I'm not quite sure why there's a difference there. It's not, the performance isn't so low on it that I'm unhappy with it, but it's just from using the Denali, I'm aware of it. So I wouldn't use this versus the Denali. I wouldn't use this myself versus the Buzz Pro, which uses 123As to get the variable voltage. You know, and obviously you're using a 3.7 volt battery, so it's boosting the voltage, which it does do a couple of things. As it does have the ability to read your battery voltage, which this is another issue that I have, is when I got the device, I got just the tube. There was no information in the bag whatsoever as far as any kind of instructions on what it does and how to do it. You have to go to their website to find that out, and I understand why you can at least put a little piece of paper in with the device giving people instructions on how to turn it on, turn it off, adjust the voltage, how to check your battery voltage, all the stuff that their website gives you. And you're only talking about a half page of information. So that was a little dumb, in my opinion, that they don't include that piece of paper in with the device. So, you know, we'll get to the features here real quick. You do have a nice little LED screen, which is easy to read, obviously a red background on it that shows your voltage. Anytime you put the fresh battery in, it resets your voltage up here. So to adjust it up, you just have your plus and minus, which even though the buttons look a little flush on here, it actually is a little easier to press than what you would think. And it does increase and decrease the voltage in increments of 0.1. And I'm going to take this up to about 4.2 because that's my happy place on vaping. Now if you want to set the voltage to where if you have it in your pocket and you don't want to worry about it adjusting the voltage, all you have to do is push and hold the plus and minus buttons at the same time for 5 seconds and it sets. Okay. If you want to check your battery voltage on it, let's see here. If you want to check your battery voltage on it, all you have to do is, okay, so to check the battery voltage on it, all you have to do is push the power button 7 times and it'll display the battery voltage for a few seconds. Well, that didn't work. That didn't work. Oh, excuse me. The red power button. Duh. That still didn't work. Excuse me. 4.1 is what it's saying is the voltage on this particular battery. So that's a little finicky. That's a little bit of a pain in the butt, really. You can turn the device on and off permanently by simply pushing and holding the power button on it for 5 seconds, and that will automatically turn the device off. That way you can't do anything to it. Push and hold it for 5 seconds again, and it turns back on. It does have a 10-second cutoff on the power button. If you push and hold it for more than 10 seconds, it automatically shuts itself off, which I'm not a big fan of cutoffs either. I don't know. I mean, it works relatively well. I think it is a good device for a beginner. I think if it's your first variable voltage device, you'd probably be pretty pleased with it. If you've got another variable voltage device of any kind, I don't think you have any need for this device. This doesn't do anything worthwhile, in my opinion, that any other variable voltage device does. And again, I'm going to take another quick toot without you know, holding the button down as long as I can and show you vapor reduction again at 4.2 right now. It's not bad. It's not, again, the thing that kind of bothers me is that it's not not a real warm vapor at 4.2, and it's on a low res atomizer. You know, this is a 1.8 510. So I'm going to put this same atomizer on my Denali here and set it for 4.2. So that's 4.21. And for the benefit of the doubt, I'm doing unloaded. You know, vapor production is about the same, although it's a little dry. But again, it's a much warmer vape off of the Denali, even though the voltage is technically the same. Which, you know, I don't know. It's fine. It works. You know, for the price, you certainly can't beat it for a variable voltage device, as long as you don't like high voltage, because my understanding is got on the Buzz Pro at about the same voltage. You know, I think the vapor is a little bit better on the Denali and the Buzz Pro, but both the Denali and the Buzz Pro, it's just warmer vapor. So I'm going to try taking the voltage up a little bit higher on the Lavatube here and see if I can get it to go a little bit higher. And take it up to about 4.5, see what she does. You know, I can't tell the difference between 4.1 and 4.5. I'm going to take it up to 5. Feels the same. So maybe if I had a standard resistance atomizer on it, I'd be able to tell the difference there. And I think that's kind of part of the problem with it regulating it down for you, kind of deciding what is the maximum voltage that you should be using on it versus your atomizer. Is some people you know, like higher voltage, and it seems to not really want to go high voltage on it. You know, especially with a low res atomizer. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to grab a standard resistance atomizer, and we'll see how it does with a standard resistance atomizer. So, well, I couldn't find a standard resistance 510 atomizer, so what I did is I've got a standard resistance cartomizer on here. And I've got it at 4.5 right now. And the vapor production is actually really good on it, and it is a little bit warmer. So maybe that's the trick to the Lavatube, is you have to use standard resistance. It seems like it's not liking normal or low resistance anything on it. I think it's tricking the Lavatube into thinking that you're trying to push too much voltage through it. So again, at standard resistance, it works well. And it's not bad. I mean, that's you know, it's pretty enjoyable on a standard resistance with a little higher voltage. So that honestly, at 4.5 on a standard resistance cartomizer is about the same vapor production and about the same warmth as what I'm getting at low resistance, pretty much on any setting. So, you know, I don't know what to tell you about the battery there. I have, you know, obviously my, I'm going to have my AWIMRs that fit real nicely in it. So I'm not really sure why they recommend the flat top. I'm assuming it's some sort of, because of the safety the built-in safety features that's in the flat top that has obviously the protection circuit in it. So I'm going to put the same standard Cardo on here with the AWIMR and put it back on 4.5. You know, so vapor production is I can't tell the difference in the battery performance between the two. So, you know, I guess use whatever battery you like. Just be careful with it. You know, obviously they're liking the protection circuit that's in the flat top. Maybe there's a different flat top at 18650 out there that's shorter. I don't know. Again, that's with the ones that I got. So it works. I mean, you know, have a little qualms about their website. I wish they would put the instructions, you know, the little instruction sheet in with the packaging and everything. Shipping was, you know, relatively fast. It looks like it shipped out of Hawaii, and I got it probably 4 or 5 days after I ordered it. You know, I ordered mine with insurance, so I got delivery confirmation and tracking numbers and all that good stuff on it. So that's the Lavatube from Volcano e-cigs. You know, check it out. $69.99 is a pretty fair price for what you're getting. You know, if you're a new vapor and you're looking for your first variable voltage device, you know, I think it's probably a sound investment. You know, again, if you've got another variable voltage device already that you like and you're happy with, probably don't need it, probably won't like it. I think the trick is to make sure that you get standard resistance atomizers or standard resistance cartomizers to use with it, and that's going to give you a little bit more play, I think, to keep it from trying to regulate you to where it decides that you need to be. So that's the Lavatube. I appreciate you watching, and keep vaping.